Here's Daniel. He's my fellow tractor enthusiast. He helps out with the ideas and does a considerable amount of wrenching on the vehicles. So he's going to take over the camera. This is our motley collection of racing tractors. We have one more. We'll cover it in a little bit. But the first one up we call the Banshee. It has a 3/4 axle standard 5-speed transmission in it. The reason for the Banshee is because of the gear wind due to the high ratio we're running the rear end at. It's pretty typical Murray. No frame reinforcements done to this vehicle. It's been very sturdy. Not the original engine. I think the original was like 11 or a 12. But anyways, there's not much to it. Pretty typical racing tractor. It's got a new steering system in it. And if you look down here on the side, we have this neat thing we call a capture rod, which is broken. But anyways, it keeps the front axle located from going back and forth. We do run pivoted axles, personal preference. You can see the massive amount of welding been done to the spindles. There's been considerable upgrading on welding the spindles. But not a whole lot to say about it. It does 40 miles an hour, which is the speed that they all do. So we'll move on to this one here. This is my very first racing mower. Well, unless you count the one I made when I was like 14. But it was originally a Hahn rear-engine rider. Had an 8-horse engine on it. The whole steering system is gone. We lowered the steering system down to here, built a custom front axle, which is going to get reworked due to our knowledge nowadays. Of course, we relocated the battery up front. If you want to take a look here, we got these all thread. We have everything's encased around the battery and bolted down with all thread. We're very serious about our batteries falling off. It's had too much of that happen. We have headlights on pretty much all the vehicles. Some of them work, some of them don't. They run off the generator side of the lighting circuit in the generator underneath the flywheel, so they get brighter as you rev up the engine. Bonus is they don't use any battery juice, and they're very bright. So this one's running on a hand throttle. Everything else has a foot throttle. It has the same transmission as all the other tractors have the same transmission. It's your standard, I believe it's called a 600 series Peerless, but aluminum cased, steel gears. It's got a lot of bearings in it. It's a fairly well made and sealed transmission, but after 10 years of use they're just dying left and right, so we're moving up on the transmissions. This here tractor is Daniel's tractor. It's called Chaos. It's got the spine fusion seat on it. There's absolutely no suspension in his seat because he's weird like that. This tractor and the next tractor were actually based off the very same. They started out as the exact same tractors as Yardmates, and if I had to do it again, they're very poor choice to start with. Very weak frames. They have a very large hole in the front that's hard to reinforce. But we've overcome those obstacles throughout the years. We're now moving on from this design. These two tractors are going to be scrapped out over the next year or so. We're going to take parts off of them for the new tractors. This one still has the stock steering system on it where it comes underneath. It has I believe, a cast iron axle off of a case tractor. I don't know what the grill's off of. Obviously a Noma. The front tires, you can see we got the ATV tread and the 8-inch rims. Inside we run high-speed greasable bearings. These all have grease zerks on them so we can grease them up. And of course, like I said, they all have these also has a 600, same as that tractor transmission, so does this one. The biggest thing on these was we had to rework the clutch and brake to the left side. Funny story, we built this first one with the clutch and brake where it was supposed to be and the gas pedal where it wasn't. And I warned my buddy about it, that it was reversed, and he promptly crashed it into his pickup truck. So after that we decided we should put the pedals on the correct sides. This one also has a suspension seat for, as Dan likes to call it, the wussies. So, on the transmissions, we do run welded rear ends in them. The problem is the gears are cast and they tend to break welds. As soon as you break a weld on a welded rear end, it throws chunks, it breaks cases, it snaps gears, it does all kinds of bad things. Oh yes, our brake modification. We separated the brake and clutch out. So this is a brakes straight to the stock braking system. Stock braking systems work for about the first 4 hours of driving. After that, they're absolute junk. So we're also upgrading that. Some of them also had a horn on them one time, but anyways, we'll go take a look at our final tractor that we built, which is the latest one, which is also the one that's broken.